Hey guys, and welcome to the Evyx channel. It's Neymett here, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about my experience coming to Final Fantasy XIV from other MMORPGs. Particularly, I'm going to be talking about what drew me to the game, what aspects of the game keep me around, and ultimately my impressions of the game and the leveling system as a new player. So let's just start by talking about how I ended up playing this game out of all the games out there. Well, the honest answer was I was kind of bored with World of Warcraft and the other games that I was playing about a year ago, so I was looking for another MMO to play. A few friends of mine suggested that I try out Final Fantasy XIV. So I bought the game, made my Rothgar, and decided, heck, let's give it a go. So I started playing with some friends over on the Goblin server, and I was there until around September this year, when I learned that Cole was on Gilgamesh. I saw him and I was like, who is this beautiful Rothgar? He's like a mortal, so I knew I had to move to Gilgamesh to play with Cole. That, and I also knew him for like 10 years in real life, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. One of my really good friends is playing this game, so let's move over to Gilgamesh and be with Cole. So I did that, and the rest is, well, history, as they say. So firstly, the first thing I'm going to talk about that drew me to 14 in terms of the actual game is the story. So I have to say that Final Fantasy XIV has one of the most engaging and interesting stories that I've encountered in any MMO or game in general. Although, and I've heard this from many people, the start of the game, and specifically in a Realm Reborn, is somewhat slow. The story really picks up after you get to Heavensward. Honestly, once I got to Heavensward, I was totally hooked. I absolutely loved it. And I love the stories of the expansions that came after that. I won't talk too much about it, but dragons are freaking amazing. That's all I'll say. So yeah, like the story there is really fun, and honestly, you can even play for free up to this point. So like if you're on the fence about this game, try it. It's so fun. Okay, so also with respect to the story, there's also really interesting class-specific storylines, which is something that is honestly really unique. I know there are some other games that do something similar, but the way that this is done in Final Fantasy XIV is really a lot of fun, and it's very engaging, and it actually encourages you to level up all the classes. So basically, every 5 levels, you get another class quest, and each class has its own story, and it's really cool to see what happens. Like, so for example, I was leveling my Dark Knight, and the story there with Frey and everything was just amazing. And so honestly, don't want to spoil anything, but that's something I really enjoy, and it's very engaging. So now, the second thing that really hooked me and kept me playing Final Fantasy was just the ease of leveling. So now I started on Goblin, where you actually would get this buff that would increase the EXP that you would get by 100%. This is called the Road to 70 buff, and that's because that was a preferred server with a lower population. So if you start on one of those servers, it's incredibly easy to level, and that lasts for 90 days after you create your character. However, even without that, leveling is very manageable and easy because there's something called the armory system. So what this is when you have a job that's at a lower level than your highest level job, you get double EXP. So this makes it really, really easy to level up a bunch of classes and just find out exactly what you like. So honestly, between the armory buff and the Road to 70 buff, I think I got 4 to 5 classes up to level 80 by the end of the 90 days. And honestly, many of my friends got even more than that. So it's super easy to level in this game, and it's super easy to find what you like. And just to add on top of that, it's also really easy to play all the different classes, because when you are at max, when you're leveling a certain type of class, so like a tank, a healer, or a DPS, you only need gear specific to that role. So all of the tank gear, except for the weapons, is going to be transferable across every tank. And it's the same for everything else. So this is really alt friendly, I would say, compared to other games like World of Warcraft, where you'd actually be leveling different characters with different gear and having to repeat a bunch of time gated content for things like, for those of you who know, in World of Warcraft, like for borrowed power systems to make your character strong. In Final Fantasy, you don't have that. You can play whatever class you want, and you're good. You're good to go there, which is really a breath of fresh air for me. It was it was amazing coming from WoW, not having to do that. I finally felt like I could play everything that I want and find what I like easily. So, yeah, and that was actually the final point that I was wanting to talk about, just the ease of playing different classes. You just switch your weapon, and it's amazing. Also, the other thing that really got me hooked on the game was just the customizability, like the fact that, you can, with the glamour system, you can dye almost every piece, so you can make a huge number of different pieces match and a huge number of really interesting, cool glamour sets, which is something you can't do in games like World of Warcraft, where each armor just has a specific color and you can't dye it or change it at all. So that's something that I really like. And about customization, I also really love the chocobo, like the fact that you get this companion that follows you in the world that you can use to help you complete content out in the world, was really helpful and really unique. It was also really fun to be able to to feed the chocobo different combinations of vegetables and berries to be able to actually customize it and get different colors. So that was just a really nice little touch, and honestly, it was a lot of fun. So thank you for listening, guys, and I'm planning on coming back in the future to make a third video here where I'll be talking about my opinions and experiences on endgame content. So that's Savage Raiding, Extreme Trials, and also the Savage Housing system, the most difficult system in all of Final Fantasy XIV, for those who don't know. It's brutal. It's the most difficult form of endgame content I have ever seen. Like, mythic raids in WoW have nothing on trying to get a large house on Gilgamesh. For any of you that don't know, watch Cole's video. It is absolutely insane. I honestly think getting a job and saving up enough money to buy a house in real life and qualify for a mortgage is likely easier than getting a house in Final Fantasy XIV. But that is not content for another video. Alright, so if you like this video, then please don't forget to throw a big old beautiful fancy chocobo at that like button and rock there that subscribe button. This has been Neymett, and I am signing off.